He was already reaching for his weapon, right there, in broad daylight in front of a 74-year-old woman with a cane. She hadn't shouted, hadn't resisted. She was just standing there, scared, asking, "What did I do?" And even with neighbors watching, even with the woman barely able to stand without her cane, they kept closing in. But everything changed the moment she said, "I'm calling my son." And when her son arrived, no one expected who he really was. Tell me in the comments, which city are you watching from? It was a quiet Tuesday in Philadelphia. Clara James had just left the pharmacy, her cane tapping the sidewalk like usual. She walked this block almost every day for years. Retired librarian, widowed, mother of one. Everyone knew her. She always greeted the mailman, waved to the teenage girl who hung out near the steps filming TikToks. Life was simple, predictable. But this day, two officers in a cruiser pulled up out of nowhere and shattered that calm like glass on concrete. Officer Daniels got out first, tall, sunglasses on, hand already near his belt. Officer Ramirez followed, quieter but tense. They didn't greet her, didn't ask gently. They just started questioning her, where she was going, why she was out, whether she had identification. Clara blinked, confused. She told them she lived just down the block. She pointed to her own building. But it didn't matter. They said she fit a vague description. She asked what the description was. They didn't answer. Instead, Daniels asked her to sit down on the curb. Clara, with arthritis in both knees, shook her head. "I'm not doing anything wrong," she said. "I just picked up my medication." But the questions kept coming. Ramirez started circling behind her. That's when Clara took out her phone. "I'm calling my son," she said. Daniels scoffed. That same tired disbelief, like she was bluffing. But Clara called anyway, and when he picked up, she simply said, "Marcus, they've stopped me. I don't know why." He didn't ask a single question. He just said, "Stay right there." 10 minutes later, an SUV pulled up fast. A tall, broad-shouldered black man stepped out, civilian clothes, but his energy said something else. He walked up slowly, nodded at his mother, then turned to the officers. "Lieutenant Commander Marcus James, United States Navy SEALs." He pulled out his ID. Daniels froze. Ramirez took a step back. Silence spread like wildfire across the sidewalk. Marcus didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. "You didn't check with dispatch. You didn't get a report. You just saw a black woman walking in her own neighborhood and decided that was suspicious." He turned to the small crowd now forming. "This woman reads 3 books a week. She bakes peach cobbler every Sunday. She's lived here longer than most of you have been alive. And today, 2 men with guns treated her like a criminal." The tension cracked. One neighbor shouted, "That's Miss Clara. Leave her alone." Another started recording. The teenager from earlier already had. Within 24 hours, the video had gone viral. Clara and Marcus were contacted by local reporters. The police department issued a vague statement. Daniels and Ramirez were placed under internal review. But that's not what Clara wanted. She didn't care about the attention. What hurt her most was how fast they had judged her, how quickly they reached for force, on her own street, in her own skin. When asked later if she was angry, she said, "I'm tired. That's different." And Marcus? He simply said, "I've worn this flag on my chest in 4 countries, but here, my mama's still not safe walking home from the pharmacy." If this story hit you, drop the word dignity in the comments, because that's what Clara deserved. That's what everyone deserves, and it's what we still have to fight for. There's a story here on the screen that will also move you. Press to watch. You won't regret it.
Waking up tired, low energy, and running to the bathroom at night? A hidden clog in your prostate could be the cause. Men in Asia avoid it with a natural formula that restores flow, sleep, and vitality. Thousands are using it. Click the link in the comments to learn more.